Well, hello there, folks. It's the summer, so let's go do some GA flying in the southeast of England. We are at Burning Blues at Redhill, and we're flying up to Rochester. Just a short little flight today in the Diamond DA40, and let's shenando our way along. This is what full power looks like in this aircraft, apparently. No, I'd be inclined to agree that it's no full power officially. Trim that back slightly. 60 knots. Okay, it's bounced me into the air. There we go. I'm getting airborne. Now we're going to navigate over to Rochester using the railway lines for the most part. I'm climbing very slowly. I'll put the nose down, accelerate a bit better. So to the south of us here at Redhill is Gatwick Airport. I'm not really climbing. I feel like the aircraft's just a bit heavy. Or is it just because I'm in a single engine piston aircraft in summer? Single engine piston aircraft in summer. Cool. Oh, and I can go flapless now. Flap switches on this aircraft. Where are they located? There we go, flaps off. I'm going to be a little cheeky here. There it is. So the line that we're now over the top of is the Tunbridge to Redhill line. I wish I actually got my VFR landmarks back in, because one of the places we fly past on here is Penshurst Place, which was Penshurst and Beaver Castle. Beaver Castle, which was the home of the Boleyns. And during Tudor England. Oh, hello. Jesus Christ. Right, I'm going to just set reduce power setting. And wow, this aircraft is quick. So the next landmark we'll look out for, I'm going to track to the right of the railway. There we go, like that. Probably open that gap out a bit further. But the next landmark we're looking out for will be Tunbridge itself. And for those of you who play Train Sim, Tunbridge West Yard. Where a friend of the channel, Richard, aka Dad Rail, happens to work out of a lot. Right. Trim down. On flat plus, check. That's probably the best case for trimming. Alright, so we're just going to cruise our way down here. And the landmark, I actually put landmark in just for my own benefit over the top. Whoa! I put a waypoint in over the top of Paddock Wood, which is, for those of you who know, where the Kent Main Line diverges from I say that the Medway Vale line diverges from the Kent Main Line. So you can see it there, so it's what, about 50 miles away? So not very far at all. Behind us there, of course, is Gatwick, as you guys will know it to be. And we'll just... You can see that line there, just arrow straight, absolutely wonderful. You know, in an era of zero NIMBYism. Right, straight line, Tunbridge to Redhill, let's go! I mean, a death toll that does not bear thinking about, but otherwise, on some level, just impressive. Switch tanks. And that way we'll keep the fuel vaguely balanced. Don't ask me how to check fuel levels on the G1000, I don't know. We dipstick the aircraft for departure, that's all we need to know. Absolutely love flying over sort of Kent and Sussex. Just the home counties, as it would be called. Like, it's such a different area of the world comparatively. Also very dry, as you can see at the moment, with all the browns going on. I'm going to say as well, just the fact that I can go, well, oh, and I know where Redhill is. I know where Rochester is. I know there's what the train lines will be connecting the two. The fact that we're in a simulator where I can clearly track that the railway probably at that will be Tunbridge that we're coming up on. So, in my head it doesn't quite align, but when has my head ever been right? Am I right? But it's... thing is, I can also just give up and straight line it to Rochester. I can see Rochester that now in on the screen there. Like that little dot source, that's Rochester. So pretty much a 40-degree left pull, and we'll be there. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Mine's been pretty good. Not really doing anything today. I was supposed to go to a Comic-Con, and I didn't. I've set myself the target of at least wearing the costume today, just to prove to myself that I still like doing things in costumes. But I just didn't really want to go. And I was just... So, there is the depression based, I can't be bothered, basically. And I experienced that quite a lot. You can see West Yard there switched on the nose. And I was trying to decide, basically, was it just depression, or did I actually not want to go? And I was like, what is the difference? And this, me being an autistic, I asked AI. Yeah. Also, I believe, actually, Tunbridge to Redhill is going to train sim soon. And some classic, that is. What we'll do is just put the nose down. 140 knots. 150 knots. We'll fully fly over the terrain here. Full power. Oh wow, this thing kinematically has nothing. Yeah, I'm just stalling it. Wow. I just zoomed 500 feet. That's incredible. There's Tunbridge. Let's have a look down at West Yard, see if we can spot any trains in there, eh? Wow. This thing does drop like a brick. Like, I've got 15 degrees nose down pitch going on, and it's not really accelerating. What can we see? Probably the stone train, or the gypsum train, and on to the left of it, that'll be the SITT wagons. 375s and the Jubilee sidings. That looks like HYAs, HYAs, that's a stone train of some sort. 673s, that's what those things are found on the roof are. This is downtown Tunbridge. So I've been here a few times now, and that big orange building is a little, and they have the obviously Great Lidl's Bakery. That's Tunbridge engineer siding, so that's some above us, MPVs. I'm going to just continue pressing along this way. Oh, and of course, Tunbridge Road Mail Terminal there as well. That's the Royal Mail Postal Officer. So you used to, back in today, you used to have postal trains travelling, and one of them would start either at Dover, pick parcels up either from the Dover delivery office or that came off the boat, and then put them, obviously get them sorted on the trains. This was TPOs, travelling post officers. So that actually you'd have postal staff travelling on the train who would be sorting the letters, which I just think is really, really cool. And there is something about logistics that I think is like pleasing to that inner part of your autistic brain. I'm now needing to trim the nose up, so I'm going to basically do the Macarena. Show up so we climb. Oh, there we go. Hello. Didn't realise I could queue co-pilot in there. But yeah, I'm not going to try and follow the railway up from Paddockwood. I'm just going to turn north at Paddockwood because it's quite curvy and quite overgrown. I do believe that's it there ahead. So I'm just going to curve around to the left now. And I'll just fly straight towards Rochester. I am actually going to come down over the Medway and we'll have a look at see if we can find my house. So some of you may or may not know, once upon a time I lived in Rochester. It was when I worked for Redhill. I know that sounds like utter bollocks, but yeah, I did actually do that for a period of my life. And that is something for the memoirs. We're going to climb on this leg of the journey, see how we can actually do a loop. Or at the very least a barrel roll. So we'll do a barrel roll, that should give us... So I'm going to... 136 knots, and roll. Okay. Oh, my engine... Oh, that's interesting. So I went... So this is the Cow's Diamond DA40. So it's got a bit of extra simulation to it. But I went negative G there, in the pushover. And the aeroplane basically went, oh, don't like that, in the, must be a carburetor-based engine. Let's see if we can force it to do that again. Yep. Do positive G to force. That's really interesting. I've never known a sim aircraft do that before. So, because that's a carburetor-based engine, what that is doing, I'll actually have to show you, the audio can be dead quiet for you guys. I apologise for that now. So if I'm going to do it one more time so you can definitely hear it clearly. 3, 2, 1, now. Hear the engine note changes? That is because I'm basically killing fuel supply to the engine. So a fuel injected engine doesn't really care about G's within reason. But a carburetor basically sprays it in, and if you go weightless, it reduces the fuel flow. On negative G, I should say. It relies basically on there being some weight to the fuel. This will be Maidstone. Probably. Vaguely. I'm not saying I've got trains in my brain, but I saw that then and went, ooh, big train depot. No, it's just a factory with some ploughed fields. Now this journey from Paddock Wood to Strood, which we're basically flying now, it's going to take us change out of 10 minutes. If you're in a train, it takes about an hour. I've done it on a Friday night, and it was an interesting journey, that. So over there on the right, that is a Rochester aerodrome. Like I say, we're just going to fly down the side of it, loop around, have a look at Medway. So that looks like the beginnings. Yeah, that's the Medway Viaduct. That's the M. It's like one of the M roads, like M9, something like that. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but basically that is a dual carriageway, well, motorway, and also HS1. That's where that crosses the Medway. And I got surprisingly close to that looking at it, because I've walked when I lived in Rochester. I lived in an area where basically there were no shops, and I decided to walk up to Asda, which was like here somewhere, like by the motorway, and I lived sort of down there. So it was a canny little walk, that. And then I got to Asda and I was like, I just want crisps. It was not a happy time in my life, I'll tell you that for free. It was during lockdown, so it's like, what do I do to not kill myself with boredom? And P.S. it was my one exercise trip a day, and I also lived alone, so like, if I got COVID, I wasn't giving it to anyone, was I? $3,000 feet is about as high as I want to be today. And one more time, we're in full power. RPM, full. Mixture, full. Just hold wings level flight. One, 2, 5. Oh, getting some bumps there. Right, well, we'll just go for the acceleration now. Approaching the valve pole. Not exceeding the valve pole. Pole. Uh-oh. So this is probably why you can't do arrows in this thing in real life. Look what I did to the artificial horizon. That's really interesting. I've never noticed an airplane simulate that before at all. This is a really interesting simulation of the aircraft. So we're now over Medway. So the area I lived in, let's see if we can locate it. I'm sorry, I'm going to put you out of the way. Was those houses here. Oh, it was about that house there. Honestly, awful time of my life. And for those of you who are train sim nerds in the audience, don't know how that boat's implanted itself there, but that's usually a wood ship, weirdly, like timber carrying ship. Normally a submarine parked here as well. And we'll reverse the role. Dovetail Games is on the end of that there. Lastly, for my facts for Medway, I can't remember the name of the James Bond movie now, but the one where he's in the boat and he goes shooting out Tomorrow Never Dies, possibly, and he goes down the street. That is down there. And then he basically does a right-hand turn and shoots that into the Medway. I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, I've walked down that street because there's a cut you can use to get out of the dockyard there. And I remember I walked down there, and I was like, oh, like watching the movie afterwards, going, I walked down there. And there is Rochester on the nose. Rochester traffic, good afternoon. Delta, DA40 Golf, Foxtrot, inbound to land. runway 19, I believe it is. And we're high on the VASI, but that's fine. We're now at a point I can start giving it flap, not that I really want to, other than just to slow us down a bit. So we'll just go landing flap, there we go. And lining up. Got for 60 knots, and I'll just jump the power back in a bit. Need to stay reasonably high. That's a BAE Systems plant on the right. I'm not sure what they actually do there, but yeah. There we go. That was a Redhill to Rochester. Like I say, I've walked along this main road. We're about to fly over. And I'm very high, aren't I? When I drop down. But alas. Thank you for watching, folks. Yeah, it's runway 20. Apologies. Not very well sighted here, am I? There we go. We are down. Let's vacate left. I know I'm definitely just off-roading it here, but shush. Here we go. We'll just park up here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you did. Subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, come on. That'll do. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.